Ladies and gentlemen, I have been saying for months now that I've had a huge announcement for Black Diamond Wrestling. For the last year, since Q-Pop stepped down as the authority figure, we have not had an authority figure in Black Diamond Wrestling. We have seen referees get jumped, managers get jumped. I've been jumped more times than not. We've had people sitting at the commentary booth getting drunk by the phone.
That's you.
That's me? That wasn't me. No.
That's always you, admit it.
But in December, I went and met with the Black Diamond Executive Board. And as of January 1st, I have been named the Director of Black Diamond Wrestling. It is my job to make sure that Rick Diamond no longer takes out his vendetta on the Wayward Sons. I'm the guy who's here to fight for you guys to make sure that Black Diamond Wrestling flourishes in 2020. And unfortunately,
I went to school with Brent. Don't be this shot, man. Give him a fair shot. Give him a fair shot. Bullshit.
but until then,
It takes time.
it takes time. I'll get there. I'm still new on the job. I'll figure it out. It might be a working relationship.
They think you're Ronnie Starks, basically.
I know, I'm not Ronnie Starks.
No, you're not 5 foot.
My goal is to make sure Ronnie Starks gets punched in the face every month.
You guys like that?
But
Oh, yeah!
tonight, we are going to have a gentleman's agreement match with our Black Diamond champion, Sean Reznikk, versus our homegrown hero, the Beastman!
You guys want me to say something? This song I'm going to say, last night I beat 30 men up in Pittsburgh, and tonight I'm going to be the next Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And that's the promise. Let me get a huss for it one time, baby. Huss! 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 Huss!
5 BDW New Year Nightmare tonight. January 5th, 2020. A new year and a new voice for Black Diamond Wrestling. I am Joseph Salvatore Sinceri, the personal ring announcer for the great Alexander and the newest addition to the commentary team here at Black Diamond Wrestling. Now, Nick Griffith came out running his mouth saying he's the new Diamond Director of Black Diamond Wrestling. £245. Mike MacGowen from Highlands of PA, not West Virginia. He made clear earlier whenever I was talking to him. Stepping in the ring, he has his manager with him, David Marbell, the Sinner Saint. Been managing for 6 years. This is going to be a good matchup with the sexy fireman, Jason Taylor.
Jason Tyler! Referee George Ross.
First match of the new year, 2020, the Highlander versus Jason Tyler. Nick Nichols joining me back in the commentary booth.
Joey Sinceri, welcome.
Hey, Dal, where's your brother? Come a boy. I'm the sexton rep.
Look at how sexy he is. Look at that. The Highlander.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't think sexy came in a kilt, but looks like we're seeing that here tonight.
Sexy up! Sexy up! Sexy up! Sexy up!
Not a sexy fireman calling for a sexy off. Whatever that may be.
This will be the first time I'm experiencing a sexy off.
This is Black Diamond Wrestling, Joey. Anything can happen.
I can take my shirt off the slow motion.
You know, I'm all for ginger power, but tonight this is taking it a little bit further than I expected.
Who would you say won that sexy off?
Well, it looks like we're still going. Jason Tyler wants to go in harder.
Definitely sexier than you.
This matchup now underway as Mike MacGowen, the sexy Scotsman, with a cheap blow to start off this matchup.
Back elbow from Tyler.
Mike MacGowen, somebody we haven't seen here in Black Diamond Wrestling in a while, but doesn't look like he lost a step. See how fast he still got back up to his feet.
Now, earlier I was saying whenever he was coming out, he's a 20-year vet of pro wrestling, hailing from Highlands of PA, making his comeback in 2020. I expect a big year out of MacGowen. I like him in this matchup.
It's definitely his opportunity here to show that he's still got what it takes to get in this ring and compete, especially going against a younger guy like Jason Tyler, who's sexy fireman. It's his opportunity to show him, hey, I still got this. I still got another run in me, and this a win here could definitely put him in contention for the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
And Marbell choking him. That's why he's a veteran of 6 years. This team together, Marbell and MacGowen. I don't know if Tyler's going to be able to overcome this.
It's a numbers game. Marbell always knows when to pick his spots. I don't personally like the guy, but he is a smart manager at that. Sexy fireman trying to fury back with some shots, but getting shut down quick by Mike MacGowen.
MacGowen getting back into control.
Looking to take out, looks like he's starting to target the upper leg and take out the base of Jason Tyler. You take out his ability to do basically anything, but after missing with that senton, this could be Jason Tyler's opportunity to get back into this thing. See that cross body, Joey?
Yes, that was beautiful.
Big man can definitely move.
Yes, I did, boy. Here's my body going, boy. Come on, I got to stay on here.
MacGowen back in control, kick to the midsection.
You can just see every kick just driving the air right out of the sexy fireman. Taking the wind right out of him.
It looks like he's biting him.
I'm the sexy guy.
He's in there like a rabid animal right now. Jason Tyler back up to his feet. Now that that could be one of the problems that Mike MacGowen might have. He's not been in a Black Diamond Wrestling ring for a while. This could be showing some ring rust. I know he's a strong man, but Sexy Fireman's weight might just be too much for him.
I think it'd be hard for a lot of people on the Black Diamond roster to pick up Tyler.
And again, Mike MacGowen distracting the refs so Marvell can get involved.
Marvell just slapping him.
Jason Tyler seems to be going out. I felt that.
That one hurt me too.
And look at Marvell, the little gremlin he is, running around like he just won the biggest thing in the world. But Jason Tyler's still in it.
Yeah, Tyler's not giving up. The ring rust, I think he's shaking it off MacGowen. He's looking good in this matchup.
He definitely is. Jason Tyler seems to be careful on this. Again, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Mike MacGowen's 20-year vet, just a ring general. He can switch the matchup just like that. Jason Tyler, a little bit early on in his career, just doesn't have that experience yet.
MacGowen going up top. I don't think he's going up for the view. And he misses. Tyler rolls out of the way. It looks like Tyler's getting back in control now.
Traps come down, the shots start laying in. There's that heat we keep talking about. Sexy Fireman just wants it all.
Did he just move the ring with that body splash?
I'll tell you what. Goes for the big clothesline.
MacGowen counter. Almost like a reverse Russian. That was the STO. The Highlander with the pinfall. He calls that the quickening. It looks like there's no ring rust from the Highlander. MacGowen picking up the first win here at BDW in the new year 2020. He's looking to make this a big comeback year for him. 2020, the year of the Highlander, maybe. In the next matchup, we have AJ Mathis, member of the Good Guys right now, going up against Nate Aulridge.
You're the worst in the business. Quit now! You know what? AJ, you've done a lot for this team, mostly getting pinned. But it's okay. It's all right. Tonight you have a chance to, you know what, to prove yourself, to redeem yourself, and to prove that you really are a good guy. Tonight you have an opportunity to take on no good Nathan Aulridge, and you know what?
Former Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, no good Nathan Aulridge.
You got Barrett Donald with you! And you know what? I think you can do it. Barrett Donald! Tonight's gonna prove you belong! Because you are AJ Mathis!
Do it for us, buddy. We believe in you. Sort of.
We are good guys! We are good guys! You got Barrett Donald with you! We are good guys! We are good guys!
Nathan Aulridge. We saw him earlier tonight attack Beastman from Memphis, Tennessee. You heard they just said former Black Diamond champion. He was the first internet champion, and he was the last Diamond Division champion that BDW had.
Shut your mouth, boy! I will slap you like your daddy should have!
Nate Aulridge really is no good. Threatening to slap children.
That is not unlike no good Nathan Aulridge. Me and him have a little bit of history together, and just hearing his voice brings back the flashbacks. It's almost like PTSD.
What happened with you and Aulridge?
He had an open challenge when he was heavyweight champion, and I decided to take it.
How did that go?
Needless to say, I didn't walk out of there that night. I had to be helped out of with the. But look at this, AJ Mathis off to a hot start, laying in the shots on no good Nathan Aulridge. Joey, this is his opportunity tonight to show that he actually belongs in this group. He's been the downfall of this group for the past couple months, and ever since War Games, it seems as though that the good guys are looking for different members of the group in a sense. They want AJ to prove that he's worth it to be here. And
big matchup against Aulridge for sure. A lot of pressure on him. We're gonna see what AJ Mathis is really about, Nick.
Gets it back in the corner. Irish whip, corner to corner, coast to coast. AJ hit hard. I firmly believe that AJ Mathis has what it takes here tonight to actually pull out this win. He just has to focus himself and the motivation of...
that phone, huh? You do your thing in the van, you watch me! You understand?
Nathan Aulridge just getting distracted by one of the fans in the crowd gives AJ Mathis the opportunity to capitalize.
Yeah, I think he needs to focus a little bit more on AJ Mathis and not worry about the people on their phone in the crowd. AJ seems pretty focused tonight.
He's got everything to lose here. And when a man that has everything to lose, he will fight to try to keep it. That big clothesline in the corner from Nathan Aulridge might have been the final nail in the coffin.
Come on, boy!
Maybe not.
Right hands from AJ. Big right hand.
Trying to fight back into this thing, bounces off the ropes. And that's just impressive right there. A man the size of Nathan Aulridge, I'm not saying he's a small guy, he's definitely not a big guy either, but just somebody that has that ability, that high off the ground to land in that drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick.
Followed up by a strong uppercut, and AJ Mathis is on the ropes.
Nate sends him to the opposite corner, goes in for the splash, misses.
Just in the nick of time, too. AJ tried to set up for something, but Nate with the back elbows.
AJ ducks a clothesline.
And almost like a bookend. This could be AJ's
Cover him, AJ!
He cannot give no good Nathan Aulridge any time to breathe here.
Aulridge brings the referee into the splash from AJ Mathis. The referee is down now. Is this going to be where the good guys get up on Aulridge and intervene in this match?
And a snot rocket. Nathan Aulridge. What is this?
The good guys entering the ring, talking to AJ Mathis, it looks like. The good guys turn on AJ Mathis, double super kick. What is going on here?
What is this? After trying so hard
The referee comes up. 1, 2, 3. By help of the good guys, Nate Aulridge wins this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, No Good Nathan Aulridge.
And the good guys adding insult to injury. AJ Mathis down. Stripping him of the good guy's shirt and just stomping away at him. We gotta get somebody out here to control these guys.
Zach just tossing the good guy's t-shirt to Nathan Aulridge. He didn't put it on, but he's leaving with it.
You said they're looking for new members. Are they trying to add No Good Nate Aulridge to the mix?
And then that troll, Ronnie Starks, adding one last shot for injury.
I'm definitely better than that second, Quirk. I'll tell you that much. You're definitely better than me. Wait a minute. What's the pace?
Team Morris versus Officer Dan Murphy.
Now this one is going to be interesting.
When the action begins, both competitors will be handcuffed at the wrist. This is no disqualification, and there must be a winner via pinfall or submission.
Officer Dan Murphy on his way down to the ring. These fans need to show Officer Dan a little bit more respect. Don't they know who they're dealing with? You can take them to jail right now.
I am the law. I'm not going to take
Going up against the professional Harley T. Morris. But I got a good look at Harley T. Morris last month whenever he went up against my boy, the great Alexander. He's more like the amateur Harley T. Morris, but it looks like he came ready to fight. He's not wearing his traditional ring gear, the blue trunks. He's got his jeans on, ready for a fight against Dan Murphy. I'm being joined again. Nick Nichols coming back to the commentary booth.
Come on, people.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you, Sincerity. This is a matchup I've been wanting to see for a while now. Referee George Ross getting the two competitors together, ready to go.
Before this gets started, you were in the ring. I was talking about Harley T. Morris, how he went up against my boy, the great Alexander, last month. And I think instead of being the professional Harley T. Morris, I think we should change his ring name to the amateur Harley T. Morris.
Now correct me if I'm wrong, but your boy, the great Alexander, lost to Harley T. Morris last month, correct?
I don't remember that.
I believe so. He lost. And you were supposed to be the new voice of Black Diamond Wrestling, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And how's that turning out for you?
So far, I showed up at one show and they let me start doing commentary, so they must have liked what they saw.
They don't get too comfortable. Now this matchup is underway. Looks like we're starting off with a tug of war here. Or not.
This is just going to break down into an absolute fight. Nowhere for these two guys to go. Locked at the wrist.
And this match is no disqualification. So any weapon can be used to try to maim, dismantle, just straight up abuse your opponent.
People watching at home too, that chain is not dull. I got to see it earlier. That thing is sharp. Don't be surprised if somebody starts bleeding out here. This is going to be a crazy matchup between these two. They hate each other right now. Big rivalry. Dan Murphy is getting it taken to him early on in this contest.
Now, if you want to know why these two hate each other, as both go over the top rope. Wow.
There is no padding on that floor. That is legitimate hardwood on that floor. There's no give, there's nothing.
This isn't ballet, folks. Look, going for the running knee, misses, but then turns around and gets it back. These two have been going at each other's throats for months. And reason being, Officer Dan Murphy won the Quality Reynolds Internet Television Championship off of Harley T. Morris in a fatal four-way by handcuffing Harley T. Morris to the barricade that we have out here.
Dan Murphy right off of that ring post, but go ahead.
Harley T. Morris did not have an opportunity, and when you look at this, it
looks like Dan Murphy is chained up on the other side. He's usually the one that's putting restraints on people, taking them in. He is locked up in there. There's nowhere to go. This is not good for Dan Murphy right now.
It turns about fair play when you get used to treating people like that, like he usually is, tying people up, handcuffing them. It doesn't feel too good to have it in return. That was Murphy's trying to break free. Harley T. Morris just adding insult to injury.
Harley T with an axe handle off the back. He is in control of this matchup right now.
Slamming him right off that chair. I knew this match was going to get violent. I just didn't see it getting violent this early. Just laying in the hard shots. Taking a little time pandering to the fans, and as you see, that whistle still goes back in the mouth of Officer Dan Murphy. It's his calling card. Even when he's getting the crap kicked out of him by Harley T. Morris, it still stays in the mouth. Harley T. Morris hearing the chants of the crowd loud and clear, giving them the uppercut that they wanted. You know, it must feel really good for Harley T. Morris to finally be able to just unleash all this aggression that he's had against Officer Dan Murphy for these past couple months.
This is a different side of Harley T. Morris. I know we were talking about when he went up against the great Alexander. That was just a classic wrestling match. This is an absolute street fight, a different side of Harley T. Morris that I didn't see last time I was here.
Well, when you take everything away from a man and he has nothing else to lose, he's going to come at you full force, but Officer Dan Murphy is blatantly using that chain here to...
Why not? It's there. You might as well use it. No DQ. He wrapped that around his knuckles like it was a set of brass knuckles and just unloaded on Harley T. Morris's head. He might be busted open. That blow to the head has put Dan Murphy in the driver's seat of this match. He is about to teach Harley T. Morris a lesson right here.
You see what happens in the restaurant in my jurisdiction? Huh? It's West Virginia, boy. Of course, Virginia. Say it right. Say it right. West Virginia. West Virginia.
Tell here. Looks like it did bust him open a little bit. Blood starting to pour down from the face of Harley T. Morris.
That is not good for Harley T. Morris. But to backtrack on Dan Murphy, jawing with that fan back there, that's why I like Officer Murphy. This really is worse Virginia, if you ask me too. But hey, I'm from the rich side of Pittsburgh. I'm not used to it out here. This is good for me to remember all the nice things that I do have back home.
Yeah. That must be nice, huh? Having all that great Alexander money.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. He's at home. He's going to be ready next month, though, the great Alexander, for the Diamond in the Rough Rumble. But let's get back to the action. Dan Murphy now in control after that blow to the head, wrapping the chain around his hands.
And now just blatantly trying to choke. He's setting up for it. He can't go too far with that chain.
No DQ, man. He can do whatever he wants.
And just laying in all his weight across the chest and neck of Harley T. Morris. You know, that can just collapse your entire windpipe. And just, he's got to do something to be able to get himself back into this matchup. Dan Murphy up on the second rope.
Dan calling his shot. Harley pulls him from the top rope with the chain.
That's where that chain can come back and bite you right in the ass. And it did just right then and there. Even when you're 10 feet away from each other, there is no distance in this match. And now talk about fair play. Harley T. Morris wrapping that chain around.
Harley T. had the chain wrapped around his own neck, took it off. Flying elbows, fast pace into the corner.
Ooh, what a big bicycle kick from the officer, Dan Murphy.
Did you see him get up there? That was impressive.
Better make sure Harley T. Morris's head is still on his shoulders. Oh! And now just whipping him with the chain. That's going to leave a welt.
Dan Murphy just stomping away at the midsection of Harley T. This one might be over quickly after that.
Slowly driving the life right out of him.
Backbreaker from Dan Murphy. Going for the pinfall.
But Harley T. Morris, just at the nick of time, gets the shoulder up. He is still out here willing to fight.
You made your bed, now lie in it, criminal.
Tell him, Dan.
Harley T. Morris trying to gain some separation here. Oh no.
Dan Murphy choking him with that chain.
No.
Give up! Give up! That's what they do in West Virginia. You give up!
He's hanging there.
This does not look good for Harley T. Morris. He's choking the life out of him right now. Dan Murphy letting go of him. I don't know if that was a good move by Dan Murphy. He had him exactly where he wanted him, Nick. He let him go.
The injuries may already be there. He had it locked in for at least 10 seconds there. All that air is just driven right out of the lungs. I don't know if Harley T. Morris has anything left in him. Fireman's carry.
Harley T. is not giving up. He is fighting. He is fighting right now to get the upper hand on Dan Murphy.
Hey, he just goes for the big boot again. Oh!
That has to hurt.
And a big running knee. Followed up. And takes him out with the chain. This may be Harley's opportunity. He's got to get it for that pinfall. Hooks the leg. 2.
Big kick out by Dan Murphy.
At this point, Harley's got to be asking himself, what do I have to do here? What do I have to do to put this match away? You know, Harley used to go by the moniker of he is the fighting spirit. He will give everything he has into a match, and this is what he's doing right here.
Now Harley T. just using that chain as a whip, slamming it off the back of Dan Murphy.
Very resourceful of the professional. This.
Kick to the midsection, big DDT by Dan Murphy. 1, 2, big kick out by Harley T. I thought he had him on that.
I thought he had him too, but again, that big fighting spirit that Harley T. Morris possesses, that's what keeps him going. Big Insiguri-like kick. Goes for a super kick. Gets caught up.
Another DDT. Harley T with another kick out. Nick, where is he getting this from?
You know what? Again, like I told you earlier, this is a man who has nothing to lose. He lost his championship. He lost his tag team a few years ago.
He should have lost last month to the great Alexander. Go ahead.
I'll touch on that later. He has nothing to lose. So what does he have anything to gain? He has everything to gain here. He wants his life back. And he feels as though whenever Officer Dan Murphy handcuffed him to the barricade, he lost everything there. This is the man. This is the man he wants to gain retribution on. We saw it last month. We're seeing it right now with that big slap.
Big slap to the face of Dan Murphy. You can see the spit flying. I might have even went on referee George.
That's just disgusting.
That's it.
Now choking him.
Another DDT with the chain wrapped around his neck. That is all she wrote, Nick. Winner of this match by pinfall, Officer Dan Murphy.
Here is your winner, Officer Dan Murphy.
Tell him, Dan. That should be a message to all these people here, everybody in the back room. Dan Murphy is the law around here, letting George know as well, too. He might wear that referee shirt, but anytime that Officer Dan Murphy is in that ring, he is judge, jury, and executioner. You heard it from the mouth of Dan Murphy. He is the law, and he is on a destruction path, laying waste to Harley T. Morris. Checking on Harley T. Morris after that fight. He took a beating from Dan Murphy, but he is getting up on his own. Stay down, Harley. Harley T. Morris barely can stand. You'd think he would have learned a lesson from Dan Murphy and would just stay down, but he did get up. Respectful showing from the professional Harley T. Morris.
Can we give it up one more time? Pretty professional, Harley T.
If you were to ask me to explain Troy Lords, I would say he's kind of like a David Bowie meets Buffalo Bill. And there you have it, Troy Lords. He is a different character for sure, letting the fans know it as well.
I'm a sissy. You're sitting next
that corner man right there, what do you think I'm gonna shake your filthy hand for? You know what? I'd have to go boil half my body.
Tell him, Troy.
I have to go get disinfected even for being in this town. As soon as I come into West Virginia. You're the man in the boy's body. I see you put some thought into that. That's a good job. Let's see what we can do next month. Why don't you come in? Nobody else is here. Why don't you come in, tough guy? Because there's my bodyguard. This guy right here. Not a problem. I can take on both of you. You can't lift your own two together equal half a man. You might as well. Bring him in. Bring him in. Get him. Stack these kids on top of each other. I'll beat you all.
Coming down to the ring now, Troy Lords' opponent, Chest Flexor, the current internet champion here at Black Diamond Wrestling. He won the title at the last event. The fans voted him to be on the last show. He's also a multiple-time former Black Diamond Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion, Chest Flexor.
Looking like that is gonna kick this ass. Come on.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Quality Reynolds Internet Television Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Rambles, weighing in at 190 pounds, Troy Lords. And his opponent from Beachport, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 152 pounds, he is the Black Diamond Wrestling Quality Reynolds Internet Television Champion, Chest Flexor. And your referee when the action begins,
I guarantee
Ryan.
you couldn't find somebody here that could actually operate a computer. Ring the bell. I said you're all dumb. You're all super dumb. I can have all the lipstick in the world, all the makeup. Nothing's gonna make you look pretty. You know what? She's a free line. Here's outside my body going. This guy, this guy, that half a guy, this woman. Who else wants to come up?
Troy Lords looks like he's trying to pick a fight with everybody in the Diamondplex Arena right now.
Troy Lords has been doing this for a long, long time, and I'll tell you what, he is not afraid of a fight. He is out here wanting to fight anything and everything that moves. And
My lipstick is beautiful, sweetheart. You want to see ugly, you gotta move your chair down.
see, this is what Troy Lords does, though. He is a master of mind games. He is making his opponent wait here for him to get in the ring, for him to be ready, and it's just drawing it out longer and longer. See, Chest Flexor is getting very impatient here, begging Troy Lords to get into this match, getting antsy. This is all in Troy Lords' game plan.
Troy Lords looks like he's ready to go. He's entering the ring now.
You go! Let's go! Let's go!
Wait, what is this?
Thomas Mathis?
What's he doing here? How does
You see, I've been putting in work, and you better believe that I want a piece of this match. So you absolutely better believe I'm coming in there right now.
What is going on here?
so Thomas Mathis just comes down and throws himself into this match? Is this going to be a...
You want to try the Internet Television Championship?
I'm trying to tell you, that's my friend. Beat that girl.
How do you feel about three-ways? I do not like them. Who wants to see him added into this match, make it a three-way thing?
I got my shirt, girl. Don't you get it. We're one-on-one.
I think we're gonna make this a three-way dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will now be a triple threat match for the Quality Reynolds Internet Television Championship.
Flexor, you ready? You ready? Good. You ready? Ring the bell.
Thomas Mathis just comes down and throws himself into this match. Now we have a three-way for the Quality Reynolds Internet Championship match. Is that just how... I thought Nick Griffin was supposed to be an authority figure. He just lets people do whatever they want around here, I think.
I don't know what to make of this. All I know is the entire dynamic of this match has just completely changed. There is no champion's advantage anymore.
No.
Chess Flexor doesn't even need to be pinned to lose his title here tonight. And what's funny about it all is that just shows how much of a fighting champion Chess Flexor really is, that he was willing to give up that advantage to have the absolute join into this matchup. And it seems like early on in the matchup, these two are kind of forming a union of sorts against Troy Lords.
Troy Lord's just taking his time, taking his seat. He's going to regain his composure. He'll come back up into this matchup. He's actually the smart one right now. He's going to let these two fight it out, chest versus abs, whatever you want to call them. Troy Lord's will pick his spot. He'll be back in here. And soon to be, I'm predicting the new Internet Champion, Troy Lords. I think he's waiting for his time. He's going to get back into this match.
Again, I mean, it's like you said, this can really play into Troy's hand. He is all about mind games. He is slow, methodical, the way he wrestles. He likes to, as he throws his glove at me. Thanks, Troy, I appreciate that. But again, slow, methodical, he likes to use these head games and pick his points in a matchup. And that's exactly what he seems to be doing right here. Is this test of strength starts between Mathis and Chess Flexor.
Mathis getting the upper hand on this strength test. Chest Flexor going down. Mathis overpowering him.
But using the knee to get a quick back advantage on it, relieve some of that pressure.
Bring it out. Count to 10. And that's my friend. Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. Are you still having fun?
Test of strength still going on.
Fully locked in at this point. As Troy Lord's having a little bit of fun with the crowd here.
Again, this is for the Quality Reynolds Internet Championship match. Quality Reynolds, where you matter most.
Now look at this. What?
Troy Lord's trying to intervene in this match, and that did not work out well for him there. Getting slammed to the mat by Flexor and Mathis and tossed out. But he'll be back in, trust me. Quick roll up by Mathis. 1, 2, kick out.
We almost had a new Quality Reynolds champion there. Drop toe hold from Chess Flexor though.
Furniture, appliances, electronics, computers, best rates guaranteed at Quality Reynolds.
I see what you did there. Best quality, best matchups.
Best Reynolds. Troy Lords taking a shot. He's just trying to get back up for this matchup.
And since we're on the topics of best, I'll call that the best shot of the night.
Yes. Chest flexor off the ropes. Kitchen sink by Mathis.
Big body slam. And Mathis is calling for the end here. But he's setting up for him. Calling to go to the top rope.
Troy Lord's picking his spot, sending Mathis outside off of the top rope. This could be where Troy Lords picks up the advantage and gets a pinfall over chest flexor, who's reeling right now.
And that is a high fall that Mathis just took right onto the hardwood floor.
Big clothesline from Troy Lords.
Hooks the leg. See, this is where the ring generalism of Troy Lords comes into play. He picked his spot. He waited for Mathis to be vulnerable while chest flexor was in the ring down, and took his spot and now took complete advantage of this matchup.
Took his spot. Mathis shouldn't even be in this matchup. Last month, Troy Lords made Thomas Mathis pass out from that Cobra clutch, and then Mathis just comes out here, gets into the matchup. If you ask me, he got what he deserved by Troy Lords pushing him to the outside. If Nick Griffin wants to do a good job, he should just come and escort Mathis to the back room right now and take him out of this matchup. It should be what we're seeing right now. Troy Lords versus chest flexor for the Quality Reynolds Championship.
All Mathis really wants is just an opportunity, though. That's all he wants, an opportunity to be able to come out here, compete for the title. And you know what? I give the kid, some props. He's out here showing that he wants this. Yes, he lost to Troy Lords last month. Yes, he's not in the best condition right now as he bounces off the pole. But again, it's an opportunity. Chess was willing to give it to him.
This isn't your lounge, dude.
Big headbutt from Troy Lords, in control of this matchup now. Reversal by Flexor, knee to the gut, setting up for the pump handle, block.
Right across the knee of chest flexor. That can break ribs, do any amount of damage.
Double underhook suplex.
Goes in for the pin again, and champion's still into this thing. That just shows how much the Quality Reynolds Internet Television Championship means to these guys. Look at all the names he has created here in Black Diamond Wrestling. Nathan Aulridge was heavyweight. Was Quality Reynolds Internet Television Champion. Look what he's done with himself now. He held the title for almost a year before dropping it.
Troy Lords turning his focus back on Mathis, kick to the back, trying to isolate Mathis out of this matchup by just beating him down on the outside.
And that apron area is the hardest area of that ring, too. And just stomping right across the neck. There was no wiggle room for that. You can see Mathis just writhing in pain right in front of us.
Chest flexor trying to fight back, but took a knee to the face for those efforts. Troy Lords looks like he's setting up for a suplex here.
He's taunting the crowd, though. This could come back and bite him.
Mathis with a big clothesline.
Clothesline into a DDT. And this could be Mathis' opportunity to capitalize and walk out here your champion.
Reverse atomic drop from Mathis and a big right hand to knock Troy Lords off of his feet. Another atomic drop, right hand combo from Mathis. Sends Lords off the ropes. And a big spine buster.
Rattling the ring. Did you see the ring move there, Joey?
That was a gigantic slam by Mathis.
The power behind the abs of Thomas Mathis. He's got the power, he's got the agility as he jumps right up to the top rope. And a big splash.
pinfall. Chest flexor breaking up right at the end to save this matchup and to keep the title around his waist.
See, again, that's where that championship advantage does not come into play anymore. Chest flexor almost lost the title there, and he wasn't even the one being pinned.
That's the craziness about this three-way. Gut buster, but those abs seem unharmed by that move.
It looks like his knee took more damage than the washboard did.
Headbutt off his abs? Are they that strong?
Hey, you never seen those abs in motion.
Now Troy Lord's breaking up the pinfall. This could be anybody's matchup right now, Nick. Lord's getting back into control. Turning his attention to chest flexor now.
Hard uppercut. Backs flexor into the corner. Set up. Bulldog clothesline.
Flexor going for the pinfall on Mathis. One.
Mathis barely
Big
gets the
kick
kick out.
Trying his luck on the pinfall on Troy Lord's not working out. I don't know what one of these guys are going to have to do to get the advantage and get the pinfall. They all seem very focused, like you said. Big title matchup here. Everybody wants that around their waist. And it's anybody's game right now.
Now all three men just trading blows in the middle of the ring, trying to get that upper hand you're speaking of. Blocks one, double clothesline, takes out Mathis.
And Lord's quickly right back on Flexor, taking both. Setting him up with that double face crusher maneuver. Now Lord's going for the pinfall on Mathis. This could be it.
And Mathis again getting the kick out. Still showing he has some life. Looks like Mathis took a very hard fall on his head whenever he went down. This could be Troy Lord's opportunity.
Taking Flexor right off of that turnbuckle. And a big chop from Troy Lord's.
Ringing throughout the Diamondplex here. That might have woken up Chest Flexor as he spins him around, starts laying in the shots. Oh, God.
Clubbing blows from Troy Lord's.
What is he setting up for? Down through the bottom rope, German.
I don't think I've ever seen that move before. Baseball slide from Thomas Mathis.
He's stripping the gloves.
Absolute, taking the gloves off, throwing them away. Firing up to the crowd.
Setting up. Just begging.
He's setting up his finisher's a spiral, right?
Yeah, it is. Very devastating spiral.
Setting Flexor up. Reversal by Flexor.
Host of legs.
Flexor with the flash pin to regain and keep his Internet Championship belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner. And still, Quality Reynolds Internet Television Champion, Chest Flexor.
Chest Flexor retains the Quality Reynolds Internet Championship. And again, a great matchup by these three. Thomas Mathis adding himself into the mix. Troy Lord's coming in, fighting his way through that match. Quality match from Quality Reynolds. Remember, where you matter most. If you need furniture, appliances, electronics, computers, best rate guarantee, just call 740-314-4868. Quality Reynolds. Nick Nichols show of respect by Chest Flexor and Thomas Mathis, but again, retaining the championship.
And still quality Reynolds Internet Television Champion, Chest Flexor!
We have the BDW Sean Reznikk entering the ring now.
Beast man. I don't like this.
BDW champion.
I'm not Beast Man. Unfortunately, after the attack tonight, I, in good faith, cannot let Beast Man fight tonight.
What's this idiot got to say, Nick Griffin?
A little bit of control. It's my first night again. Please give me just a little bit. But Reznikk, I have found a suitable replacement. But I will not make you put the title on the line tonight. But if my choice wins tonight, he will be the new #1 contender for your title. Are you done with that? Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out my choice for Sean Reznikk tonight.
First night on the job, and hopefully the last night on the job, if you ask me. Nick Griffin coming out here. Jay Flash seems to be his choice to try to be #1 contender. Shane Reznikk not looking too worried about this opponent, Jay Flash. Jay Flash coming out here like a ball of fire, high-fiving all the fans. He's ready to go. Big matchup for Jay Flash tonight.
The following non-title matchup is scheduled for one fall, and if Jay Flash wins this match, he will become the #1 contender for the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, from Central City, Florida, weighing in at 195 pounds, he is the leader of the Flash Addict Army, Jay Flash! And his opponent, from Youngstown, Ohio, weighing in at 315 pounds, he is the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Sean
warm out here, though. Jesus.
I keep telling you, Joey, this is Black Diamond Wrestling. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, I guess. Nick Griffin coming out here actually doing something for once. First night.
Now, this is a really different dynamic that we're going to see here coming from Sean Reznikk. He was coming out here prepared to fight Beastman here. The big Stone Age Savage that homegrown here at Black Diamond Wrestling. And now he's going up against a much smaller, but I'd say just as strong Jay Flash.
A lot faster too, so like you said, a big different dynamic for Sean Reznikk. Luckily for him, the title's not on the line, but I'm still confident the champ will pull this one off. The fans seem to be behind him still with this matchup, but Jay Flash is still a fan favorite here, it seems like, so this is going to be a tough matchup, even for the fans to get behind, see who they want to win this match.
And this matchup could change everything for Jay Flash. I mean, it's like Nick Griffin said, if he wins here tonight, he is now #1 contender for the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. I mean, this could change everything for Jay.
Big matchup for Jay right now.
Somebody else's loss is always somebody else's gain, Joey. They go for a calling elbow tie-up, and Reznikk just slamming him down on his face.
All right. Hey, that's my fight. That is true.
That fan has a lot of buddies and bodyguards, it seems like.
We'll come to find that out more and more as Jay Flash goes in for the side headlock. That power game, though, from Reznikk could definitely come into play. So you just saw him just lift Jay Flash right up and off his feet.
Jay Flash keeping that headlock in tight on Reznikk. Not letting go.
Trying to cut off the blood supply to the head. Making him a little bit weaker. It's a different way of chopping down the Sequoia. Jay Flash
is going to need a lot more than that to knock Reznikk off his feet. Going in for the second time, not even budging Reznikk.
You know, Jay Flash is not new to this game. He's been doing this for a while, and he should have known that was not going to take the big man off his feet. He needs to do more work. But a simple sidestep.
Big elbow from Jay Flash. Working Reznikk back into the corner, trying to use the speed game to take this big man off his feet. Reznikk had enough of those elbows, came back with a big uppercut of his own to knock Jay Flash down. Reznikk back in control of this match.
Goes in for the big splash, and
Jay Flash evading it, holding the feet, taking him out from under Reznikk, slamming his face right off the canvas.
That's a different way of doing it. And it worked.
Jay Flash with almost a leg drop to the back of his head.
Now Reznikk, the champion, needs to take a break here. It doesn't look like Jay Flash is going to give him the time to breathe. Looked like Reznikk was going to be leaving, and then Jay Flash just started bringing the fight to him.
He misses the clothesline and takes it hard off of that ring post. His arm might be broken.
That takes away the power game of Reznikk there, working with one arm. Rolls him back in. His referee gets up to the count of 6. Reznikk still easily kicking out at 1.
We'll see how him slamming his arm off of that ring post comes into play for the rest of this match. That might have been the small little glimmer of hope that Jay Flash needed to take control, but as I say that, Reznikk with a big headbutt taking Jay Flash back down to the ground.
Jay Flash should get any traction here. I hope he was paying attention to that arm going off that ring post, because that's what he's going to need to target. Just hard right hands from Reznikk right on top of the head. Just bouncing off the head of Jay Flash.
Snap suplex from Shane Reznikk. Going for the pinfall. 2 count.
Okay. All right. Watch this.
Kick right across the spine from Reznikk. Looks as though that Jay Flash is trying to catch his breath here. And
Takes his time, yeah.
Reznick's not giving him any chance to breathe. He needs to wake up and smell the coffee here, Joey. This is his shot to gain himself a championship match. One that, if you were paying attention, Sean Reznikk said he is the only one from the Insurgents to not have held the Black Diamond Wrestling Championship. Imagine how much that feels on him.
That has to be hard.
That's a heavy weight. Knowing that he's the only one out of the group. I mean, unless you're counting Nick
Jay
Griffin.
Flash showing some life, wraps him up into a submission hold here.
It's almost like a crossface. Referee George Ross checking on him here. That crossface is completely locked in.
He has it in deep. This might be the end for Shane Reznikk.
Reznikk trying to break this hold. Jay Flash just laying another shot to gain complete control again, and Reznick's got to make his way to the ropes. That works too, rolling him up. Huge kick right across the dome piece of Sean Reznikk.
Well, what a great maneuver by him, but to turn that submission into a pin to break it off of him. But Jay Flash right back on top, putting the arm of Sean Reznikk around his throat.
Making him choke himself. Tell you what though, Sean Reznick's a tough dude. He's the one who actually saved me from the onslaught that was no good Nathan Aulridge here a couple months ago. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be walking right now.
Come on, Jay, you got him.
Jay Flash is laying across that leg drop, right across the back of the head. You see here again, just going right after that shoulder, or after that arm that hit into that ring post earlier.
I usually do the
Smart move by Jay Flash to get in control, take advantage of that arm that he hit. Jay Flash, smart wrestler. He knows what's on the line tonight. He's trying to get that #1 contenders match, and he's trying to win the Black Diamond Wrestling Championship in 2020. This is his spot to do it. Let's see what he does.
Now, you see here, look at all the punishment so far though that Jay Flash has taken. All right. Now, if he wins this match somehow here tonight, that just means next month he has to go through it all again. It's kind of like a teaser here. Very unorthodox submission as Jay Flash steps through the ring gear of Sean Reznikk, and now is
Tying his arm behind his back with his Flash attacking that arm. Reznikk reeling with pain. You could see that arm.
Looks as though it's starting to swell up a little bit.
Flash with another submission, turning it into a pin, 2 count.
Probably gets a 2 count out of it. You could just see the pain just right across the face of Sean Reznikk. Again, his whole dynamic in this match has changed. He was not expecting to come out here and face Jay Flash here tonight.
I think that's why he just wasn't sure on what was going to happen whenever Jay Flash came down. He was game planning for Beastman, like you said. Flash, completely different opponent. And I think that's why Jay Flash right now has the upper hand on Reznikk. Looking good for him right now. But again, as I say that, Reznikk moves out of the way in a big German suplex to even the odds.
Now both men down. Referee's going to start his count. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to lie to you, Joey. I was pretty excited about seeing that Beastman versus Sean Reznikk match here tonight. I'm a little bit disappointed on not being able to chance to see it, but here's hoping. Next month, we could possibly see that as well. Beastman never lost his #1 contendership. Technically, he never gained it either. It was a challenge laid out. Jay Flash goes for the cover, gets a 2 count.
So if Jay Flash wins, does that make it a triple threat match, or does Jay Flash just get the straight up one-on-one match against the champ?
I guess technically, since Jay Flash would have earned it here tonight, I don't want to say Beastman goes to the back of the line, but he's out, Jay Flash is in, and
it's like losing your spot to an injury on a sports team, something along those lines. Unfortunate that happened to Beastman, but Jay Flash is not complaining about it. Trying to get this pinfall here.
There's always somebody willing to step up and take your place here in Black Diamond Wrestling. And multiple pin attempts from Jay Flash. Thought he was going to go for a DDT, but got swept on the legs.
Another pin attempt. With the pin out of nowhere on Reznikk, and Reznikk is surprised right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner and new #1 contender for the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, Jay Flash!
Reznikk still keeps to keep that title for another month, but he has to be asking himself, what just happened tonight? He went in thinking he was going against Beastman. Nick Griffin comes out here. Beastman unable to participate, so that's how you have Jay Flash now picking up a gigantic win to start the new year. Now the #1 contender for the Black Diamond Heavyweight Championship title. A show of respect from Sean Reznikk to Jay Flash.
And new #1 contender, Jay Flash!
This match is going to be for you. Okay, I'm good. I'm just here.
Kiss everybody's ass out here, I don't care.
I'm just here to keep you in check, man.
No, there's no check. You go down there and you take care of things.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. Lumberjacks! If any of you touch the good guys, you will be suspended. You will be expected to attack the Wayward Sons every moment they step outside. Wayward Sons, I tried, I'm sorry.
The main event of the evening, the good guys making their way out to the ring again.
Will be held under Lumberjack rules, over the years of which will become the #1 contenders for the Black Diamond Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at no combined weight of 423 kilos, Super Indy Sack Hunter, representing the
being joined here by Ronnie Starks.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing tonight, Ronnie?
Good, how about you?
Good, good.
You doing a great job out here?
So far, so good. First night here.
Good.
Great show.
Very nice. Always good to see you. Glad you're here. Oh, no, this music.
How about that 50-50 raffle, though? $8. Wouldn't it be nice to be that lucky person that won that?
Was it really $8?
$8.
I would be very angry about that. What are you gonna do, buy a hot dog and a handshake for $8?
You could get 8 hot dogs.
I like I need to look back to see how much the hot dogs were.
The Wayward Sons making their way to the ring.
Ridiculous. Oh, no, that's just mean. You suck. You're terrible.
You're done.
And he can spell, so that's good, right?
He has a lot of friends. He has a lot of bodyguards.
Where's the tag?
Yeah. You'll be gone. I'm keeping him. I like him more. I've worked him a few times in the past. It's fine. Quit the business. My original plan was to keep you at the table with me anyway.
So that's what it looks like. It's going to be me and Ronnie Starks calling this main event. Wayward Sons versus the Good Guys Lumberjack match. And what was the stipulation that Nick Griffin came out and said? You can't touch the Good Guys.
But you can beat up the Wayward Sons.
Joseph.
Vic Joseph? He works for the bank.
No, Salvatore Sinceri.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
We're friends. It's okay.
He's not pretty enough. Hey, Thomas. Ask him if he's really concerned.
Damn it, that's constructive. I like how that guy thinks he's so clever. Anyway.
But again, the stipulation, Nick Griffin, he was saying that the Lumberjacks can't touch the Good Guys, but they can attack the Wayward Sons. Now, whose idea was that? How did that come to be about?
I believe that was Rick's idea. Rick came to us and said, look, I don't like the Wayward Sons. I have beef with them. I have a grudge. So you guys are going to win this thing. And I said, we were going to win before you gave us the opportunity to win. So, yeah, I got this. Oh, no.
Who books this place?
First night ringing the bell here. Ronnie Starks, a full 2020 Black Diamond Wrestling, a whole lot of firsts. First night ringing the bell. It wasn't the best, but we're going to make the...
I can't let Ronnie Starks in good faith be out here by himself.
I bought you. Thanks, pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're also joined by Nick Griffin, the new Diamond Director. Is that the title that you
Where'd my
are?
girlfriend go?
The Diamond Director is correct. And you stay away from my wife, Ronnie. She took our child home to get him ready for bed.
Oh, our child.
My child.
Oh, you said our kid. It's all right.
I'm just out here to make sure that things go well.
Well,
The
you're
good
out
guys
here.
don't get attacked, per Rick Diamond.
Yeah,
We're
that's
here to
nice.
just call the match, guys. I don't know whose wife's... Whose
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
whose son's whose son.
It's not my kid.
we're gonna figure out who's who in this between me and you.
He fell over.
Anyway, that was flippy stuff. Wrestling, am I right?
Crossbody.
That's what happens when you lose weight. You can do flippy stuff. So that's good.
Oh, is that what you can do, 205 Starks?
I don't think I'm 205 right now. Holiday weight. You know how it is.
I understand how it is, and I also understand how it ended in that cage match a couple months ago.
Oh, how dare you, sir. How dare you bring up such shenanigans. Ridiculous.
Big head scissors takeover.
That's his thing. Why'd he do your spot?
So Ronnie Starks, I know you. Get me to know the rest of the good guys a little bit more. Like, this is my first night here.
It's understandable. You and I go a couple months back. We've known each other for a while. But you have Zach Hunter, heck of a talent, and then you have Brent Noctus, an IWC trainee, who I think is personally one of the best in the business.
Who's getting hit, a beating handed to him right now.
Look, sometimes these things happen, okay? It's happening.
So that's the good guys. And Nick, tell me a little bit about the Wayward Sons.
So we got Gavin Jacobs, a former Black Diamond heavyweight champion, and his #1 trainee, Garytt Lee. They decided to form a team about almost a year ago, and they've been rising through the tag team ranks. My old tag team of Icy Hot faced off with them one night when MT. Yeah, we had to face off with them when MT Ocean no-showed us because of the weather.
Well, the weather outside was weather. What do you want from me?
Where is MT Ocean tonight? They win the tag team titles and they kind of just disappear.
The Lumberjacks beating down, and that's Garytt Lee or Gavin?
That's Garytt Lee.
Garytt Lee taking him down. All the Lumberjacks.
Gavin Jacobs is also getting beat down per the rules of this, per Rick Diamond.
That's what Rick Diamond wants, Rick Diamond gets.
Now, you didn't let me finish about the whole, I'm not in, oh, jeez, what are we doing? Yeah, bring him over here. I'm not in Ocean anymore, you idiot.
That's right, they did kick you out last month.
I fired them.
That's a nice bucket that, Chest just put on your head.
What the hell's going on around here?
There you go, fucking man.
Buckethead Ronnie Starks.
Brent Noctus. Brent. With a B.
In a rent.
With a rent.
Come on, one, get out of here.
Good guys now in control of this match. Zach Hunter taking over.
So I have unfortunately spent time in the ring with the good guys.
We unfortunately spent time in the ring with you.
But I have, last month I said, I respect all of your abilities that you have in the ring. I hate how you act outside of the ring. But I respect your abilities in the ring.
I don't care if you respect us either way. It doesn't really matter.
You shut! You made me! You can't make me!
The good guys cutting the ring in half, in control, quick tags.
They are taking the rookie of the team, Garytt Lee, and they are just manhandling him, keeping Gavin out of the ring.
Zach Hunter sending Garytt Lee outside, and just as Rick Diamond requested, the Lumberjacks putting a beating on him.
I hate seeing this. I wish I had more control on this, but Rick pulled the trigger on this one.
Chest Flexor doesn't seem like he wants to get involved with it.
I don't blame you. I really don't. I respect your opinion and your decision.
Just chest flexing his chest.
I see what you did there. That was clever.
Garytt Lee out again. It looks like it's breaking down in the ring.
Referee has to try to get control of this match somehow. Gavin Jacobs taking a beating from both good guys, while the Lumberjacks work on Garytt Lee, sending him also into the ring.
Ronnie has a giant.
Ronnie Starks. Who is that, Ronnie?
His name is Teddy, and he's a bear.
His name is Teddy and he's a bear, and Ronnie's brought him to ringside for some
And I almost forgot about Teddy Bear.
That's your teddy bear.
It is my teddy bear.
Why is the mouth cut out of it?
Is the mouth cut out of it?
Why is the mouth cut out of the teddy bear?
What do you do to that bear?
Sometimes you just gotta have a little fun with a teddy, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I've known my share of bears in the day.
He's not your average bear.
He's not.
But away from the no-mouth bear, we're back to the action inside of the ring.
No, he has.
That'd be really funny if they actually cut the blow your whistle in their face.
Good guys well in control of this matchup here.
Garytt Lee tossed out again.
That's what I like.
And the Lumberjacks back on top, beating down Garytt Lee. And Ronnie Starks getting into it.
Get in there. Ronnie, what are you doing?
Hi guys.
What are you doing?
I wanted to have some fun. Hey buddy, how you doing? I wanted to have some fun.
You're supposed to be here calling a match.
I'm doing a good job. I blew myself up on that one. I really need to start working out again.
You probably should.
Ronnie Starks taking the hammer from the ring bell and driving it into Garytt Lee's head.
Wow, he knows so that.
Watch out! It's okay. I got it. Thanks for the help. Get out.
Brent Noctus calling.
Seems to be unaffected by that ring bell shot.
He just acted like it didn't exist. It's fun. Yeah, it is.
There's a tag chance. I don't know. They're not here tonight though.
I'm not in Ocean anymore, you stupid idiot. I didn't know either, so it's okay. Wrestling, am I right?
Whose water is this I'm drinking?
That's my water.
Oh,
But
I was
yeah,
gonna say.
I'll say I'm your boss. It's fine.
yeah. What's mine is
Hey,
yours.
if you want to be here next month, you're gonna let me drink your
Oh,
water.
you're hired. Don't listen.
Big suplex
Yeah, Brent.
by Brent Noctus. Brent.
With an N. Be Brent.
B-Rent.
You done messed up, AA wrong. So wrestling, am I right? What a match. I'm working,
And
kid.
Noctus is almost on the ground.
Yeah, and he's back up. Save him. Good
Don't
job.
let me drink anymore before the match.
I mean, I told you it was a good idea.
Who drinks before a wrestling match?
I don't know who.
That guy that did commentary last month. Who was
That guy
Who was that?
drank a lot.
Who did that?
drank like
He used
8 beers.
He used to be the manager of Icy Hot.
Oh, you? Okay. You had like 12 beers sitting out here.
Yeah,
You had a rough night.
I did have a rough night. I mean, they told me I wasn't booked, so I just
Sometimes you just gotta get wasted.
blew a couple calls.
You get schmammered.
I think by the end of the night was my best commentary.
I hope you like pooped on everything by the end of the night.
Just Harley T. Morris.
As you should.
Fans getting behind Garytt Lee now. Big counter. They're both down in the center.
Do you know this teddy bear is taller than you?
Just leave the teddy bear there. It's
That came from Pocket Dad.
it has a purpose.
It's taller than you.
I know it is. I'm aware.
Chest Flexor is pointing out that this teddy bear is taller than Ronnie Starks.
I don't know who this belongs to.
My 1-year-old son is taller than Ronnie Starks.
You mean my 1-year-old son is taller than
No,
me?
he's my 1-year-old
It's
son.
my kid.
What color hair does he have?
He has brown.
Okay.
That's how we know it's not Ronnie's.
I mean, genetics. You never know.
My wife has blonde hair, so we know it's not yours.
True. Hey, what are you doing with my teddy? That is my teddy bear, good sir.
Get up and do something! Take that bear!
Yeah, don't take the bear.
Get up and do something! Take the bear!
Don't take my bear.
Shake that bear.
Bear back! It's not your property!
Yeah, give me back. No! Teddy's not a wrestler.
And the bear protects Gavin Jacobs from the corner suplex.
And
Double
the good guys
clothesline.
pay for it. Big assist from the bear in this match. I'd be afraid to touch that bear not knowing the things that Ronnie has done to that bear.
Hey! Officer Dan has just touched the good guys.
What?
You're too late. The time's short,
I
bud.
think you got this, man.
You got it there.
Garytt Lee with a big dive to the outside, knocking everybody down in this matchup right now.
Garytt takes out all the Lumberjacks. But what's Zach Hunter doing?
Big super kick by Zach Hunter to Gavin Jacobs.
And here comes AJ Mathis in the ring.
Well, not yet. He's right there.
What are you doing, you son of a bitch?
AJ Matthews earlier, the good guys turned on him.
They took him out. They kicked him out they offered no good Nathan Aulridge's spot.
What's happening?
AJ offering his chin for a punch.
Gavin Jacobs with the schoolboy. 3 count. Wayward Sons pick up the win. Surprise pin. Zach Hunter did not know. Ronnie Starks visually upset, kicking that raffle bucket. Again, $8 to the winner of the 50-50 raffle. The Wayward Sons winning this main event. 2020 off to a bang. A big night of firsts here at BDW Wrestling. Nate Griffin's first night as Diamond Director. The Bears' debut night here at Black Diamond Wrestling. Myself, Joseph Salvatore Sinceri. First night calling the matches here. What a wonderful night. We had a lot of action from top to bottom. And the Wayward Sons ending it off on a high note with a big win over the good guys.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.